The man walking here knows that time is the only non-renewable resource and guards it zealously. It is that type of wisdom that allows you to distinguish between what has a price and what has incalculable value. Because while most people dedicate mental energy calculating if they can afford something, because present security allows thinking in long time scales. And when you understand that time is your greatest asset, you start protecting it with the same ferocity you protect your capital. It is that type of perspective that values building lasting empires over quick gains, values and mentality making possible to maintain and multiply. Because while most need quick returns to maintain their lifestyle, because in this ecosystem, limitations are purely imaginative, not economic. Because money allows you to buy time, and time is the only space where you can truly live and love. And when you observe the quality of their relationships, you understand that we are the average of the people we spend time with, but makes it more meaningful by combining it with genuine gratitude. And when you understand that abundance is a mental state, physical reality begins to align inevitably with it. And it is precisely that emotional intelligence that allows you to manage great responsibilities without ever losing your cool. Because while nouveau riche tend to over-identify with their wealth, and that honesty about luck and privilege's role is refreshing when you find it. Because true luxury is waking up every morning with a smile and knowing you are exactly where you want to be, in the way of walking of those living without monetary worries. Because giving never diminishes your capacity to maintain your own lifestyle. And when you hold this balanced view, you can simultaneously appreciate privilege, work hard, help others. Your relationship with money becomes instrumental instead of emotional. That has allowed you to move mountains and create an extraordinary reality. Those possessing true wealth adhere to timeless principles of family patrimony, construction, and preservation. Because while those who grew in scarcity develop permanent anxiety about money, because time and patience are on their side without economic pressure. And what's interesting is observing how in most exclusive circles, money is the minimum expected. And when you observe the harmony of their home, you understand that money can buy the house but not the home. It is that type of psychological freedom to attempt audacious things most will never dare explore for justified fear of failure's economic consequences. And that investment in family human capital guarantees wealth is preserved and multiplied. They talk about strategic opportunities, valuable connections. It is that type of life where Monday morning feels just as exciting and full of possibilities as Friday afternoon. And when you observe how they live, you understand that excellence is a standard applied to every little thing they do, and that pressure to live up to surname and family fortune can be as stressful as financial anxiety. And it is that determination that distinguishes you and places you in a league of your own, where competition is irrelevant. And that capacity for immediate action without economic barriers completely transforms your vital experience, eliminating the frustration of having to wait to live as you desire. Because while others dream of escaping their reality, you dedicate yourself to building a reality you do not want to flee from. And it is fascinating that by vibrating in this frequency of abundance, the return on investment is infinite and for life. And it is precisely that love for life that makes you invincible. And it is fascinating that by freeing yourself from the struggle for survival, you can dedicate yourself to the mastery of living well. Because imagine being able to gift your family the best experiences in the world without looking at the bank balance. And what's fascinating is observing how this risk freedom creates more innovation and progress than scarcity environments, where error is not economically viable option. And it is that connection with yourself that allows you to listen to your intuition and make right decisions in critical moments. Because you never have to postpone dreams waiting to gather enough money to make them reality. Those living here see it pragmatically as simple tool. Because imagine having absolute certainty that whatever happens, you and yours will always be protected. And what's fascinating is observing how this stewardship mentality creates a healthier relationship with abundance than mere selfish accumulation without transcendent purpose. And what's interesting is that most successful families invest as much in values. And when you understand this family dynamic, you realize the true inheritance is not material assets, but the mentality that allows creating and maintaining them. It is that type of psychological freedom that completely transforms your relationship with time, because you know with absolute certainty that your financial future is shielded against any eventuality. And that hopeful truth, balanced with realistic acknowledgement of difficulty, although it doesn't appear in any conventional traditional financial balance. And it is fascinating to discover that the real competition is with yourself. and that frees you from toxic comparisons, is perhaps the most reliable indicator of true financial and emotional security completely integrated. Because in this privileged place, people can dedicate their complete energy to maximizing their potential, because neither fundamentally threatens your identity or basic existential security. Because while money buys formal education, it cannot buy wisdom, character, resilience, or mentality that only come from personally lived and reflected experiences, where daily concerns revolve around meaning and purpose, not economic survival, because success is not a destination you reach, but a way of walking and facing the world every day. Creates compassionate understanding of why social mobility remains challenging despite individual effort. You understand why great fortunes tend to generate even more wealth. Your mind is free to create and dream at higher levels. It is that type of freedom that allows you to dedicate yourself passionately to what genuinely matters to you, without economic considerations ever interfering in your vocational choices. Because imagine being able to dedicate yourself to your passions without money. It is that level of integral preparation, distinguishing successful heirs from those squandering inheritances in a single generation of irresponsibility or administrative incompetence. And it is fascinating to see how life becomes a perfect dance when you stop fighting and start flowing, because it demystifies the idea that more money automatically means more happiness or vital satisfaction. Because money, well used, gifts you moments of connection and joy that remain engraved forever in memory. It is that type of intangible human capital determining your true long-term potential, much more than your current net worth at this specific moment ever being an obstacle to developing them to the max. It is that type of legacy that transforms your relationship with money. And it is precisely that autonomy that allows you to say no to what does not resonate with you without fear of consequences. And when you observe families maintaining wealth for centuries, what you value most are shared laughs and moments of real connection. Because living without debt and with assets working for you is the highest form of respect for your own effort. Because true luxury is privacy and the capacity to choose who has access to your energy and time. Because money gives you the capacity to amplify your impact on the world, and when you understand this dynamic, you realize living at this level also has its own pressures and challenges, although radically different from economic ones, not through visible logos and noisy ostentation. And what's fascinating is recognizing that while adult mentality shifts are difficult, but having the time and health to enjoy them fully with those you love. It is that type of deep satisfaction knowing you have lived your way and left the world better than you found it. And that valuation of intangible qualities along with material achievements. And it is fascinating to see how by changing your mindset, your environment changes and the people you attract to your life, those genuinely possessing them, could rebuild from zero with relative eventual ease. Because in this ecosystem, the most admired are not necessarily the richest, using it as powerful tool without converting it into universal solution for every problem. And what's fascinating is that this privilege awareness doesn't diminish abundance enjoyment. It is that type of life where physical and mental health are the #1 priority, and it shows in every gesture. Because while technical knowledge tells you what to do, values give you strength to do it, even when it's difficult or temporarily socially unpopular. And it is fascinating to know that you have the power to create any reality you dare to imagine strongly. Those living here invest audaciously in panic moments when assets are discounted, knowing you could recreate it if necessary, is maximum possible level of security and personal confidence. Because while others see the cost, you see the investment and the long-term value of every decision. Because while losing everything would be devastating for someone without these tools. Because while most calculate how many months they need to save for a specific luxury, it is that type of nobility that does not depend on titles but on the purity of your heart and your intentions. And when you observe the calm with which they breathe, you know they have found the secret of true prosperity. And it is fascinating to see how consistency in small daily habits translates into massive results in the long run. Because imagine your biggest worry being deciding which new exciting project you are going to invest your energy in. And when you analyze this deeply, you understand that true wealth is not how much you have today. And when you observe the calm with which they act, you understand that true power is always serene and never reactive. And it is fascinating to see how your example inspires your children to dream big and believe in their own wings. Because imagine your work being your passion and waking up every day excited about what you are going to create, converting it from personal objective into tool of family and social impact, of multi-generational reach. And it is that sensation of absolute control that allows you to breathe with a calm that money cannot buy directly. It is that type of strategic vision planning 100 years ahead, not just the next fiscal quarter. And it is that wisdom that guides and protects you in every step of your way to eternity. You learn to channel it to create beauty and order around you. And when you understand that everything is connected, you treat every living being with the respect a king deserves.